The next session is a entrepreneurship talk, which talks specifically on security ventures. And we discuss the story of Indian security product companies. May I please welcome our moderator on stage, Aditi Padnis Mehta, Editor, Business Standard.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here. This session is, as one of our participants said, it's all about telling stories. Could I ask Ashish Tandon to please come?
Thank you, and good afternoon to everybody. My story is a little bit interesting, but I do feel it's interesting. This starts from, I actually am an accidental businessman. I started my career I played Ranji Trophy for Baroda. So, and that cricket used to be my passion, and I am pretty lucky to have bowled the first ball ever of my career in Ranji Trophy to the current living legend, Sachin. Because I'm from Baroda, and Bombay is in our zone. So I mean, whether I'm lucky or not, but on that day my hands were shivering when I was bowling to him because it was difficult to get the ball out of my hand. He was already a legend at that point of time. Anyway, so that's how I started my career. I also happened to be a good student, so I did engineering along with playing cricket. Actively playing cricket, and then because of injury I had to drop out of cricket and started my first venture, which was into being an internet service provider. This way back in 2000, where the ISP licenses got opened up, and started getting abreast with technology, and that's when e-commerce 2000. Remember all of that? We had a huge boom. Any company was getting IPOs, and the stocks were going up, and that was the e-commerce boom. And, becoming successful in the ISP business, I started realizing that when everybody is trying to do commerce online, it's important to find out, when you are transacting money, who's going to take care of that money, in terms of security. And that's where I started thinking way back in 2001, 2002, and came in touch with Dr. Bajaj, who was the Deputy Controller for Certifying Authority when the IT Act came into India, where, digital signatures got recognized. So that's how I started and started understanding security and what it takes. Started a concern, and Indusface got formed in 2004, where we were predominantly a consulting company. Like I always tell people that at that point of time, you couldn't specialize on anything. I mean, the country was just getting, the IT infrastructure was just getting built up. So we were kind of helping every company in terms of what the policies should look like and overall providing consulting. In 2008, and you did a lot of work on security side and understood it well. In 2008, 2009, I started thinking to myself that, it's important, consulting is good, but we have a lot of talent in our country, and we should figure out something where our country, we can build products. I mean, we always are used to hearing about America and, Israel and all of them building some cool security products. We thought, we should give it a shot. And that's how we started our journey towards building a product in security. And the first effort was to find out which product. And I realized that the number one aspect which anybody who has to do anything with technology is have a face, and their face is always a website. So the first product we built was a website security product. It's a SaaS-based product which had a combination of software. We built a software which was a scanning software which could tell any customer or any enterprise how secure they are from hackers. And I was also conscious that I don't want to kind of just build one software or build just a software which is enough to take care of the problem. How do I leverage India? And we have so much of depth and breadth of available resources and people. So how do I work on a technology? So what we realized was, and I realized that no software in the world was able to, just by itself, would help you assess whether your website is secure or not. You always mention. So that's how my first product, which was called IndusGuard Web, came into existence, where it not only has a combination of software, but it also augments itself with people, and it definitely gives a comprehensive solution, which is not just a software it can do. And I'm very pleased to let you know that now globally Gartner, I'm sure everybody knows about Gartner. So Gartner has a magic quadrant, and this year they came out with a application security magic quadrant, and they for the first time introduced that just not software companies, but people who gave a complete solution on application security should be included. And I'm pretty happy to inform that Indusface has made it to the magic quadrant. I don't think any other in that space any other security product company has made it. So that has been our journey. We have now over 600 plus customers spread across 15 countries. It's been roughly about 3 years when we launched our first product. We've kind of added in terms of our product portfolio as well. So we started with web. Now we also do mobile. We also help telling you how your mobile apps are and how secure they are. And very soon we'll be launching another product which can help you get protected against hackers. So that has been my story in terms of from cricket to hardcore technology and trying to help organizations get protected. Any business which has a website and whose website is critical either from it's a window to the world, or if they are doing transaction. In both cases, that's a customer. So when I split my customer segment, it is banking, financial segment, enterprise, telecom. Online retail has certainly become a very important aspect in India with a phenomenal growth. And if I have to do my sales pitch, 3 of the top 5 online portals are our customers. 7 of the top 10 banks are my customers. So anyway, it's a horizontal thing. We enable customers who have web applications to get protected. It's important to raise money because there are 3-4 things it helps. One, it'll help accelerate your growth. So they kind of bring in, and as you said, they bring in their own expertise in terms of working with various other businesses in terms of how to scale it up, which geographies to focus on, what innovations you should work on, and definitely giving a outside view of how do you take the company to the next level. I would like to narrate one real-life thing what happened with Indusface. So we launched a product in about 2009, completely self-funded, and we started seeing success. And I think that's a learning for the company as well. So what we started anticipating that this success would go in the next level, or X percentage of profits will come in, these markets will capture. And in anticipation, we started spending so much in terms of, and when those things didn't happen, suddenly from a cash flow positive, profitable company, which was making sure that the growth was in the right direction, we just suddenly started realizing that our bank money is drying up, and we need to raise money, and it actually also led to a point where if I had gone to an investor, he would take away half of my company, because those were the stresses. So I think one of the lessons I learned is that you need to when you are into product business or any business, you need to kind of treat your way carefully in terms of making calibrated calls and calibrated aspects, so that you don't kind of start dreaming about the big aspect and start spending. I mean, you need to be well organized. I think that's my number one learning. And like in my next product now I'm building, I'm pretty conscious about that. This is the budget I have. This is what I will do, because at no point in time you want to go out of pocket, right? I mean, then so you'll not even have your business ready or business available to do. So I think that's my very big learning I got from this business. A product company or any software company, the company runs on people. I mean, there's no other machinery which works on that, right? So you have to absolutely make sure that the people you hire and you work with share the same vision. So I think it's important for a leader to ensure that you kind of pass on the same vision and the direction as to what you want to achieve. I think one of the other things I try to do differently, or I'm sure all of us do, but what we took a conscious call was to start making our team part of the as owners as well. I mean, I started the company in 2004 and owned 100% of the company, and then I kind of over a period of time have started getting stock options and making them truly partners in the business. And I'm seeing phenomenal results on ground. There is a sense of, they have the same sense of drive as I have. And when I see them, putting in the heart, I don't have to tell them what needs to be done. They're kind of just, and when I see them with so much of passion, it just, so I think that's another thing which has at least worked very well for us, making our team as partners in the organization. You need to be passionate about what you do. You need to be ready to take the risk of going all the way, even if majority of the people go against you and say you're not doing the right thing, if you are convinced and passionate about it. And third is that there's no shortcut now. There's no way so like the saying goes, the Rome was not built in a day. So you need to be patient and make sure that you have to do what you do to make it successful. So I think those are some of the traits helped me in terms of achieving whatever little I've been able to achieve.
Amal Shah from Mahindra Combiva. I'm also from product development organization. So my question is, one measure of success is number of patents. And Indian companies, particularly product development companies in general, I'm not saying you or, is that they do not have too many patents compared to their Western counterparts. So would you like to comment on that part?
Whether we should have patents or not is I don't even think is a debatable point. I mean, any company who's getting into product and wants to get into innovation, every company is looking at creating an IP of its own. Whether to get a patent or not is a secondary discussion, but unless you don't innovate and you don't have a product which is acceptable globally, you're not going to be accepted. Going through the entire process can be painstaking in India, but everybody does that. One of the reasons why maybe that you don't see enough patents is because the fact of the matter is there are not enough security product companies in the country. So once this phenomena gets going and you have more and more, you'll see more patents. So I don't think having patents is or not having is an issue. You definitely need to, but I think over a period of time you'll see some more.
How did you win your first customer within the country? I was hoping that in your story you would talk about the challenge of actually selling your product within the country or service.
I can add to that. So you asked who were our first customers. I mean, so we have 600 plus customers for the product we launched, and ironically, less than a couple of percentage points, everybody is from the industry and not from the government. And it's again ironical that. I was reading somewhere on the certain website that the number of government websites getting hacked is increasing many folds. Unfortunately, there's no call to us, and we have made several efforts. I think apart from what I also feel that there is one of the changes which needs to be done, and if we really intend to get product innovation done in the country, there's no dearth of talent. I mean, the best of the products of the world are made by Indians sitting there in the US. But if you want Indian product you want to give them boost, government in any case always has been globally one of the biggest buyers of the technology. So I think one of the things which needs to be done at the policy level or at whatever forum, I don't know how we can take it up, is to get out of the shackles of course, Desi company don't ridicule that. It can be good as well, and there are at least 3 examples who are making it a point that, and our product being in the Gartner quadrant means we are best in the world. At least give an opportunity to these new budding talent and give them some challenges, and if they can solve your challenge, accept them, and don't put barriers of 100 crores of turnover, these many customers. I mean,
L1, L2.
Yeah, so if you have those many barriers, you have no reason to innovate. So I would say the reason I am here is because all the people in the industry supported me. My first customer was ICICI Bank, I mean, they are the internet bank of the world, right? Or at least the country. But they were ready to innovate. Even if I go there and tell them, guys, I'm building this new product. Would you give me an opportunity? Absolutely. We'll give you, we want to get a beta. So I think that kind of mentality and that kind of sentiment needs to come into the government aspect. I don't know how to process it, and DSCI and bodies like that are the best ways to work that out.